Hi, Julia Watts here. Welcome to my YouTube channel. So we're going to play with the Woodware Bubble Birds again today. This is a new collection from Jane Gill, designed for Woodware, and lots and lots of fun with this one. There are, I think there's 6 birds, and then you've got flowers and flower stems as well in the collection. Lots of fun, and they will coordinate with the bubble craft die and the big bubble craft die, which were out last year and I think the year before, which work with a lot of Jane's stamps, floral stamps, and also some Christmas stamps from last year with the bubble robins and the snowman and the tree as well. Great useful little dies to have. They are very inexpensive, and they just cut out the circles which will fit within the birdies and the other designs. And you, within this set, Jane's put you some textures as well that you can stamp, which I showed how to use with Lena in another video, so do check that out. Everything we're using, or pretty much everything I'm using, is available on my website juliawattscrafts.co.uk, with exception to the paper pad. The paper pad I'm going to be using is an old one that I've had for quite some time. This is by Ciao, and I did buy, you know, you get sucked in. I bought the whole collection, the rice papers, the A4 pad, the 12x12 pad, and this 6x6 pad. So I've had it lying around. It's very funky, very retro, and I thought it might be fun to use it with Jane's birds. So obviously have a look around, see what's in your stash. I do have paper pads for sale on my website, but like I say, not this one because it's an old one. Do have a look around, because you can have lots of fun cutting out the bubbles rather than actually stamping on an inked background. So that's what I'm going to be using. So let's stamp the birdie. This one's called Paula. I need to move that out of the way. I don't want to lose any bits. I've got all my bits all sorted. And I've cut a debossed, double stitched rectangle out of Sentimentally pure white card. I did have it out of watercolour card, but then I thought, oh no, my 7x7 card, which is what we're making, is actually white. So we'll try it. We'll see how we get on. It's not watercolour card, so it won't behave the same way when we come to colouring certain parts. But hopefully Paula will fit on here. If we get in a mess, I'll just go back to my watercolour card. So pull her off here, and she just about fits in this rectangle. As I said, we're going to make a 7x7 card with her. I think she's just about where I want her. Make sure it's pushed up into the corner. This is the Crafts 2 stamping platform, which I do have in stock. Oops. Wouldn't be one of my videos without hitting the camera, would it really? Make sure that's stuck down. And we're going to go for Nocturne Versafine Clair, which I need to grab. You will find all the Versafine Clairs in stock on my website, including the 12 newer colours. And I have got quite a few Rinkas as well. Obviously the black one is always the most popular, and I've just restocked the Nocturne re-inker, so I've got plenty of those for you. Lots of tapping, and we'll see how we get on. Probably need to stamp her twice because I like it to be nice and dark, but we'll see how we get on, because this isn't watercolour card. Certainly on watercolour card I need to stamp her twice. Pretty good, that part of her neck. I do have an issue with that part of her neck. I don't know why I can't get that. I never seem to ink it up properly. A little bit on a beak. And they are very, very kind of sketchy, the way that they're drawn. So it makes it very forgiving, so that if you do get a bit of a splodge, it just looks like it's part of the stamp itself. I'll just show you the... See, the image is very sketchy. She's really funny, isn't she? While we're here, we'll stamp a sentiment, because we can. There are 2 sentiments on the set. Let's get rid of her. Never clean my stamps properly. That's not true. Sometimes I do, if I want to use say a very light colour, and I've had black on there, because when you use another Versafine Clair, it wakes up the colour that's underneath, and you might get away with one image that's the right colour, but the next time you stamp it, it isn't. So the 2 sentiments that you've got is Life is Better with Friends and Let's Get Together Soon. Like I say, you've got all these texture stamps on there as well for your bubbles. So we're going to have Life is Better with Friends. So we put it right up in the corner. Let's see if I can get this straight. There's the challenge. Straightish it'll be, because it's never perfect for me. If you make a real old mess of it, you can always stamp it again and die cut it and pop it over where you've actually made a mess. Don't press so hard with sentiments. There you go, perfect. Perfect. They are really good top grade photopolymer stamps. Woodware as a company have been around for years, and then Judith, who owned the company, retired a while back actually, was when I was with Creative Expressions, and Creative Expressions bought the brand and the designs, and Jane and Francoise continued, and also Creative Expressions did some of the tools, as you'll see, and the sticky stuff. So it's really good that Woodware still exists. So there we go, there's Life is Better with Friends on side. And then what I've done is I've taken some of the papers. So I took this really funky one and stamped again. Let's see if we can make sure these are in the right place. And stamped again the body, just the body, so that I didn't waste too much paper, and cut that out, and then that's going to go on here like so. And then another funky paper. Where's the other one? There's lots of funky papers in this. There we go, it's this one. This one, I just stamped the wing. And so the wing's going to go on there like that. Then there's a cool kind of collage paper, this one. And so what I did was I took the bubble, the big bubble craft die, and it's just this big area, this big bubble here that comes from the big one. And so these are all kind of mini prints, and you can place the big bubble over. So I did the daisy, so I've got a big bubble daisy that's going to go on there like that. There's another, this is cool as well, that retro background. All these backgrounds are papers that are in the kit, but they're scaled down. See, that would be really nice, wouldn't it, in there? And then that one's really cool. They're just fab, aren't they? Teacups. You know, teacups on the back. And then I've used some other papers as well. So I've used this one to cut the smaller bubbles out with. And I've also used, and the other side is really cool. And because you're shaping them, it doesn't matter which side you use. I think that looks like eyes, doesn't it? Like cross eyes. And what else did I use? There was another one I used. Oh, that funky one. Where is it? Come here. I've got lots of bits. Oh, this one I've got a Tutti Designs cat cut out. Don't ask me why I've got a cat cut out. No idea. There's some rice paper here from Adonis from Stamperia as well. So it's this one. I cut this funky one out as well. So I've got my bubbles here. I've also, because I didn't want to have the eye like that, so it's really easy to actually stamp just the eye. So if you take Paula again, or Paula, let's call her Paula after our lovely Paula Pascal. There we go. So to do that, you just need a little bit of card. Scissors. You see where I've cut out here. Let's use the back of that. We don't need much. So we ink up. What have I done with the ink pad? Oh, there it is. Let's put my cat out of the way. Ink up just where the eye is. And then you can just take and press with your finger where the eye is, and then you've got a perfect eye to cut out. Easy peasy. So you don't even need a platform to do that. So that's what I did. So I've got an eye here, which I've cut out. Eye. These are a lot of fun, these birdies. I love Jane's designs. I love Francoise's designs as well. Woodware as a brand is a fantastic brand to work with the designs of. So obviously we've got some blanks that are going to go on here as well. So I want to just colour in the tail, because I haven't stamped the tail and cut the tail out. Could do, but I'm not going to. And I'm going to colour in the little kind of blobby bits on the top and on the legs. What's that called? I'm sure there's a name for it. It's like what a rooster has, isn't it? Let's get some water. Everything's right. I must really tidy up my desk because it's getting on the nerves now. I know where everything is now though, but if I tidy it up I won't know where everything is, will I? So I'm thinking that I've got a little bit of olive grove in there. I'm thinking I'm going to have some olive grove. See, I'm very tight. I want to make sure I keep my my inks and I don't waste any. So we have a little bit of olive grove in here, I think. It's very dark. That's lighter. If I can pull that back a bit with some water. Probably not on this water on this card because it's not. Yeah, it's not moving really. Let's pull back a little bit. So we're going to have olive grove there, and then I thought we'd have. There's a golden green colour as well. This is Andy Skinner's Ink-ology inks. This is golden green, which is a lighter green apparently. I don't know because I still haven't done a swatch. It does look lighter. I don't want to make it too wet. And if this is watercolour card, this would blend really nicely, but it isn't. So we're just going to have to make do with whatever it does. a little bit, because I've got it so wet, it's actually leaked out the edges, so we might have to go back to our watercolour card. Can you see? Because it's not watercolour card, it's seeped out. I'm going to have to not touch it for a while, and that's seeped out there as well. Right, so we're going to put that to one side, and we're going to go back to our watercolour card. And I'll need to stamp a sentiment before we actually apply it. Let's start again. Watercolour card. You feel all the time works on his pure white, and I don't get on so well with pure white. I prefer the watercolour, but you do have, because it is off white, but I'm going to put up with it because there is quite a lot of space in between my actual card blank and where the topper is. So we're just gonna do this. This is the lighter colour. It's better. That blends better. I'm much happier on watercolour card. Okay, so there's the tail. That looks better. Much happy with that. So look at the difference. It always makes a difference what cardstock you use. And neater the watercolour card is. That's bright. This is brighter. It is a really nice card, pure white. I think it's a case of me practicing with it, really. We also want to do, I should have done the bubbles. What colour should I do the bubbles? Let's do the bubbles. Decisions, Julia. Get on with it. Let's do them in that golden green, because that is quite a nice green. I might put a pearl on them anyway, but just in case the pearl's not the right size, we have a bit of colour going underneath. This brush is from Indigo Blue. The Zooting Artist brush. It was a set. They are really nice brushes. And then we're going to do the beak, and the beak is going to be a bit of Skinner's Gold. So where have I got Skinner's Gold? There it is. I've forgotten already. It's there. See if I've got enough in that bit. It's amazing when you reactivate it with water. Think how far these inks are going to go. I do have them all in stock, and if not, I know that currently there's quite a lot of stock on Creative Expressions, so I can always restock really easily. There's the beak, and then for around the eye we're going to have a little bit of Marigold, which I think is the next one down, which is this one. Oh, you don't think there's any in there, but there is. Amazing. Right, let's do around the eye. Oh, don't need to do around that eye, do I? I will. No, I don't. No, because we got the pattern paper going on top. See? Don't know what I'm doing. This is very pale, but then the area around the eye is pale, and I don't know whether chickens have got pale yellow around their eyes, but this chicken's gonna have that, whether it likes it or not. Right, that's all the colouring we have to do. I need to do that sentiment now again, because I can't really do it once I stick all my bubbles on. Let's move that out of the way. in. Now I need to remember that I've probably got ink on that sentiment now. And so I don't make a mess, I'll put my piece of acetate just there for a minute. This is the acetate from the back, the packaging, and then we'll grab the sentiment and put the sentiment where we want it. About there. I'll pick it up. And then remember to remove the acetate. It might seem like a silly thing to say, but any of us that have done this technique have made that mistake. I'll press. Good. Put that on there for now. I'll just leave that a second or two to one side while we go to the base of the card. So as I said, I've got a 7 by 7 inch card, and I've cut a mat out of, this is Olive Grove card from Sentimentally Yours, and I've used again the Debossed double stitched squares this time. So that's going to go on there. So let's get that on first. I think I'm going to stick it on with 1mm foam tape. And keep all the bubbles that you haven't used in a little baggie somewhere, and then next time you stamp, or the next birdie that you do, you've already got loads cut out, or if you lose one, you've got a bag to go for. It's a great way to use up your scraps, to cut loads of little bubbles and have them ready, because we always have little scraps. And don't worry about having the whole of the die cut out. Even if you just cut out, you know, 2 or 3 bubbles, or even one, like I did with the daisy, it's you know, you can use tiny little scraps. Let's see if we can get this on straight. Make sure it's opening the right way. Okay, we go in there. And then I've taken this, again, one of the papers from the Ciao pack, and this is on the back. This is Zingy Chartreuse from Sentimentally Yours. I don't tend to stock much cardstock aside from the watercolour card, because I find sending it out quite difficult. So if you order a pot of glue with a card pack, the card pack may well get damaged in the post, and I don't like that. So get your cardstock from Honeypot Crafts. Remember, always put something in the middle, because nobody likes a saggy middle. We have to put up with it as we get older, but you know, you don't want your card to collapse. If you can't do anything about your body, you can definitely do something about your card. So there is a right way up with this design, because there's like little flowers there. So if you have it that way, it's going to look a bit weird. So you just think about it, have a look at it. And we're going to pop this in here. Hopefully that's straight as well. Can't really tell. And I've cut it with the chopper, so it probably isn't straight anyway, because I couldn't get a die with the gap in between. And I've also got another one of the funky papers, and we're going to do a border across the middle. Now it says it's 6 by 6 on the papers, but it isn't quite. So it does say 6 by 6. It's actually 15 centimetres by 15 centimetres, which isn't quite there. Which is, yeah, short. Right, so I'm going to just glue this wherever my glue is. There it is. And I've just matted it onto some more of the Zingy Chartreuse, just because it looks cool. I'm going to have it in the middle-ish, like so. Looks fab, doesn't it? Really funky. I've got another piece of the Zingy Chartreuse, I can't even speak, and my birdie's going to go on here. I'm not inking around the edges on any of this for a change. I'm just keeping it nice and clean. Obviously, if you want to ink around the edges, then do. And then we can put all our bubble bits on Paula or Paula. If you really wanted to, you could actually cut these little bits out of paper as well, but I think it's fine to have a little bit that's, you don't have to paper piece everything, you don't have to put bubbles on everything. Oh, I've got a bit of ink there. Oh, that doesn't go on my design. I don't know where it's come from. Right, okie dokie. So let's get layering up. We need to do some shaping as well. Let's do the layering up first. So you've got loads of cassette tapes on the back of this. That would make for a very funky bird, wouldn't it, with all cassette tapes on the back. So yeah, apologies if you really want this paper pad. You might find it somewhere, but it has been a few years. In fact, some of you might already have it. It'd be nice in the Woodware Dotty and Gingham by Francoise actually as well. I've used that to paper piece a lot. And you could actually do this as a Christmas card, so you can use some of the Christmas papers. If you've got a stamp with a Santa hat on it, or if you've got, and I know you used to be able to buy little felt Santa hats, so you could stick one of those on a birdie with a Santa hat. I might well do that actually. I think that would be really cool. Right, make sure the eyes are facing the right way, not pointing at the back of its head or her head. Yes, hopefully that's right. How does that look? Yeah, that looks all right. Okay. And then we'll put the wing on, and then we'll shape all the bubble bits. And I can stick this underneath my MDF board while we're just doing a bit of shaping. Don't go right the way up to the edge, and don't over glue it. Don't put loads of glue on. These will just slide in. I did think about doing complete contrast and doing like bright yellow on here, but orange on here, but I thought that was quite a nice paper to contrast. It was cool, doesn't it? Very, very, very funky. Right, let's put this under here and let's get these shaped. Shaping thingy, there it is. Okie dokie. So I've got my big ball tool here for my daisy. So that would be nice on the back. So because they're double-sided, you've got choices. I'm going to go with the daisy because I thought it was quite cool to be able to cut the daisy out with the bubble. go for the Dreamweaver now. And hopefully this is all the right way up. We'll soon find out. And these got to be this way. So funny, these eyes, aren't they? And then we've got 2 small flowers there that way. Right. So just circular motions on a mat. This is from years ago, but you can get the what's it called? Shape pad, something like that. If you go into the tools and accessories on the woodware section of my website, then you'll find it. I think it's called Shape Pal, I think it might be called. So I've already cut some bits of foam tape. In fact, I'm looking for my thicker one. My files. Where is it? So I'm going to just put, I've got some little pieces here that I cut out of 1mm foam tape for the smaller ones, but for the bigger one, I don't know what this is actually, what size, but I think it's a 2. I've had them for years. Let's get some of these on. That should be, oh, that's the biggest one, isn't it? You only need little bits. You don't want to stand too proud, which is why I've just cut little pieces of the 1mm. And of course you can stick them on your craft sheet and they will come off. Oh, I must have had 2 together there. And we have the challenge of getting the backs off. Love the challenge of getting the backs off. So before we do that, let's put Paula onto our card. And again, I'm going to use 1mm foam tape. I want to try not to put it where my border is. So we've got a couple up there, and then we want about there, because this is higher than the background paper, and if you put it all the way down, then you're going to have it sitting a bit weirdly. Is that where it's going? That's where it's going, apparently. Okay. All this noise is me getting up, trying to see where I'm going with these things. I want to see if I can get it as straight as possible, given that I'm working around a camera, which is always difficult. Well, she's on now. Isn't it funky? I love this paper. I'm really glad I decided to use it. Have a look. I know we've all got loads. I've got loads of paper, absolutely loads. I'm using loads in my my planners now, which is cool, and sharing it with the ladies that come to my classes. But I've still got a lot of paper. And some of it I'm very precious about. I'm sure we're all like that. We have our favourite papers. This is the one that's got a daisy on it. So obviously by the time I press it down again, it's only sticking up a little bit. So you can see there's not a tremendous amount of dimension. You don't want it to be too fat necessarily. So that's why I've... Now let me think about where I wanted these. I did take a photograph because I've got all these different patterns. I need to know where I'm going with it. Okay, so I think what I was going to do was put one of these here, one of these eye ones about there. Then we were going to have a different one in the middle. Is that one? Or is that one? I've got to figure out which sizes we're dealing with. I think that's the one. And so you want to figure out whether you want completely random or whether you want them all pointing in the same direction when you've got one of these funky patterns. And then I was going to do this one over here, was it? Probably gone completely off tangent. Is that a big one? It's not a tiny one, so it must be the right one. I was going to go over there. So I've got 3 different patterns on that. Let me show you. It might not be your cup of tea, but I think it's fun. It's fun. And we're going to have this one. We're going to put this one. Don't want it necessarily up there. I think I've gone off tangent. I don't think I wanted this one here. I've got, what have I got? I've got that one. That one's got to go there. Maybe. We've got this one. Then we've got 3. Is that that size? That's that size. Okay, so if that's that size, then this one's going to go there then. Try and get it to spit in the actual circle. It's good to have a plan and then completely forget what that plan is. So we're going to have this one here, like that. Then we've got... Ooh. Yeah, let's have this one over here. It's very autumnal, this paper with the flowers on. It's this one. This one. It's really pretty though. I do find this sort of crafting quite relaxing because there's no pressure to colour in properly. Well, it always helps if you are doing any colouring that you use the right sort of card, as I proved to you. Yeah, last one. Now we check that they're all stuck down because they might not be. Okay. Yeah. Is that, how funky is that? I think that's great. That makes me really happy. Now we've also got all these gaps here, which are a bit small for the bubbles. So we're going to fill those with some pearls, and I've pulled out soft lime and fresh moss from Sentimentally Yours pearls, and you can get those over at Honeypot Crafts. I don't think I've ever used the fresh lime ever, which is quite rude. I've obviously used some of these because there's less in there. And you get 3, 5 and 8mm pearls. I'm going to poke your pick up. I want to figure out what colours I want where first before I stick the glue on, because otherwise I'll be committed. Lots of people will say I should be, but you know. So the pearls, that's quite nice actually, that pale one. Let's see what this is like. I think we want a smaller one there. Do I want mixed ones? I don't know if I do. let's put that one there, maybe, or even if I'm having that one there, let's have that one there, and then we'll grab that one there, and maybe go for the tiny one that goes there. That's a 3mm, and a little tiny 3mm there maybe, because I still want to see the lines of the circle. And then another one of these, nope, another one of these there, like that. I think that'll work. I'll show you what it will look like. Works, doesn't it? It's nice to have a mix. Put those to one side before I knock them over. Right, we want glue there now, so I'm just going to move these to one side so I remember where I want to put them. You will find the pickup tools on my website. Just give you a reminder of that. Oh, bubble. And as always, Sentimentally Yours PVA, which is my favourite PVA. Nice, easy to squeeze bottle. It's very easy to control the flow as well. They very rarely get bunged up, but if they do, just use a pin. But I find that they're pretty good. The only bung up problems I normally have is when I do classes, because people don't always stick the tops on like I do, and they're not used, you know, day in day out, whereas my glue is actually used all the time. The pickup tool just makes it really easy to pop your pearls exactly where you want them. I think I will have a pearl in each corner as well, actually. I think that might be nice, and I think we'll go for the darker one. So yeah, don't forget about your corners. And I think we will go just for the 5mm. We won't go up to the 8, because we don't want the pearls to overpower. Not that they do necessarily, but see, I'm always putting my top on so that it doesn't ever bung up. Turn that one over. There we go. Last one. There it goes. And just check that they're kind of lined up, sort of in the same place. Yep, that looks good to me. Happy with that. I think I'm really pleased with that. I think that looks fab. I hope you've enjoyed that. I have. I've had a nice time, as always. As I said, you'll find the products over on my website. Have a look around on the interweb somewhere. You might find this Ciao 70s paper pad. I've sold out many moons ago, so it's from December 2019. So nearly 5 years ago. Anyway, I'm sure you've got lots and lots of papers, and like I say, I do have some papers on my website in stock, which would be suitable as well. But I just thought it's nice to use up papers that are in your stash, and if I used all of the oranges as my backgrounds, then it would look entirely different. I'm really pleased with that. I think Paula looks fabulous. Do check out the other Woodware bubble birds, and there's at least one other video that I've done with one of the other birds. Do like and subscribe on my YouTube channel. I love to read your comments, and thank you for watching. See you soon.